the best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, though I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just.
Thank you for joining us on this edition of the program KMC Sports right here on KMC TV. I'm Afolabi Kende, Hassan, your host on the show, and you know how we do it every time we're on the show. We're starting with news coming from the Paralympics. Of course, Nigeria have won 7 medals in the ongoing events in Tokyo, the Paralympics, Olympic 2020. The trio of Tijani Latifat, as we've known, Bose Omalayo, and then Folashade Oluwafemi have won us gold in powerlifting events. All 3 more medals, of course, coming from powerlifting events. One is silver by Loveline Obiji, and of course the other 2 that is the bronze, won by Lucy Ejike and Olaiton Ibrahim in the powerlifting events. And the only medal not won in the powerlifting event that was won in the table tennis by the duo of Tajuddin Agunbiyade and of course Alabi Oluwafemi. Congratulations to those athletes. They are doing us really proud in the event, and of course hopefully even when we return next time we'll be able to win more medals, of course, than the one we've got in this one. And of course, let's move to the Afro Basketball Championship going on right now. Nigerian, the Tigers, have been knocked out from the championship after losing 68-80 to Uganda. Of course, Nigeria started the championship brightly, beating Mali and Kenya, but of course lost to the Ivorian on Sunday, and this recent loss to Uganda means they are now out of the competition. Nigeria have only won FIFA Basketball Championship just once, that was in 2015, and a very disappointing ending to this one, of course, on the back of another disappointing campaign right there at the Tokyo Olympics. But of course, it's a very, very bad time for the D Tigers, and of course we hope they will return better and stronger and do us proud than they've done us in the past. Of course, the draw for the World Cup coming up in 2023, the qualifiers are the draw for the qualifying group stage has been done, and Mike Brown side will play Uganda, Mali, and of course Cape Verde in Group A. In Group B, we have South Sudan, Cameroon, Tunisia, and Rwanda. And in Group C, we have Ivory Coast, Guinea, Central African Republic, and Angola. And the last group there, we have Kenya, Senegal, Egypt, and Democratic Republic of Congo. Hopefully, Nigeria will be able to make it to the FIBA Basketball World Cup in 2023 and do us proud than they've done us in their most recent outings in tournaments. Now let's move to football. Of course, despite of Nigeria, players are in camp already, looking to kickstart the qualifiers for the World Cup, which will kick off this Friday when Nigeria will be in action. Of course, we have 20 players in camp right now. We have Chidozie Awazi and Paul Onoachu, Joe Aribu, Tyrone Ebuichi, of course, Leon Balogun Olaina, and William Trust Ekong are all in camp already. We also have Maduka Okoye, Terry Murphy, Jamilu Collins, Valentin Ozonwafo, and Innocent Bonke are also in camp. Moses Simon, of course, Shehu Abdullahi, Ahmed Musa, Samuel Kalu has recovered from his, he was the one that collapsed when his side was playing Olympic Marseille. He recovered. Now he's in camp for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We have Daniel Akpeyi, Adeleke Adekunle, Alex Iwobi, Kelechi Iheanacho, and of course Wilfred Ndidi of Leicester City are both in camp. Ogenekaro Etebo, Francis Uzo, Henry Onyekuru, Chidera Ejuke, Kingsley Michael, and Kenneth Omeru, Victor Osimhen are all in camp, even if those players might not be playing when we play away. According to the manager of the coach of the national team, Genetro, he said the training was good. We have players who were tired after games and traveling. We trained with the new balls from FIFA. It will be different, and we had to fill the ball. Our session started with the gym. He continued by saying our session started with the gym and with a little exercise, but it was okay. We still missed some players. I believe today all the players will be getting a draw added. Of course, Nigeria will kickstart the qualifying campaign when they play their first game in Nigeria on Friday against Liberia before traveling to Cape Verde for the second one before the end of the current international break. And update, we have the group for the qualifiers. In Group A, we have Algeria, Burkina Faso, Djibouti, and Niger. In Group B, Tunisia, Zambia, Mauritania, and of course Equatorial Guinea. In Group C, that is where we have Nigeria, Cape Verde, Central African Republic, and of course Liberia. In Group D, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Mozambique, Malawi, and G, we have Egypt, Gabon, Liberia, and Angola. In the other group, we have Ghana, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Ethiopia, Senegal, Congo, Namibia, Togo in a group, and of course Morocco, Guinea-Bissau, and Sudan, of course, in another group right there. And then the matches that will be coming up today, we have Senegal, we're taking on Togo, and Guinea-Bissau will also be playing Guinea. Central African Republic take on Cape Verde, Mali against Rwanda, Egypt against Angola, and of course Gabon will be taking on Libya. In Europe, we have Latvia will be taking on Gibraltar, Norway against the Netherlands, and of course Turkey on the back of a disappointing campaign at the Euro 2020. They will play Montenegro. Cyprus will play Malta. Russia will be at home against Croatia. Slovenia battle Slovakia. And of course Kazakhstan against Ukraine, France against Bosnia and Herzegovina, Denmark against Scotland, Faroe Island against Israel, Switzerland against Greece, and Portugal will be taking on the island. Of course, we'll take a short break, and when we return, we move to the club football and talk transfer story. The transfer window closed on Tuesday, 11 p.m. Of course, a lot of deals were done on the final day. We'll bring you all you need to know, all player and the new clubs they've moved to when we return from this short break. Stay with us.
I was built to be the best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up.
Officially shut down for now. And on the deadline day, Manchester United announced the arrival of Cristiano Ronaldo. If it was no money, is when they actually made it known that he has arrived at Old Trafford and will be playing for them. After over a decade, he left Manchester United and joined Real Madrid as the most expensive footballer in the history of the game. He returned after scoring 551 goals for Cristiano. In club football alone, he scored for Juventus and of course Real Madrid. He's won 4 more Ballon d'Or, of course 4 more UEFA Champions League titles. He's won 4 more league titles, and he's won a lot of individual accolades, and of course team achievements before returning back to Manchester United. Beg your pardon there. He joined from Juventus after making it known to Juventus that he is not willing to continue with the club. Everyone had hoped that he is moving to Manchester City, but in the last minute he changed his mind and then he is now a Manchester United player again. He wear the number 7 shirt, a trademark number, and of course that number was previously occupied by Edinson Cavani, who will now be taking the number 21 shirt vacated by Dan James, of course, who moved to Leeds United from Manchester United in a £25 million deal on a 5 years agreement. Of course, Chelsea also secured the service of Spanish midfielder Saul Niguez from Atletico Madrid on an initial loan with option to buy for 40 million euros at the end of this transfer window. Chelsea will pay 5 million euros for his services on loan before deciding whether to sign him permanently or let him return back to the Spanish capital come the summer of 2022. Of course, at Arsenal's right back, Hector Bellerin has moved on loan to Spain. He joined Real Betis on a season-long loan. Hoping to get his career back on track. It hasn't been a good one for Hector Bellerin and even Arsenal in recent times. And of course, yesterday, right there, Hector Bellerin moved out of Arsenal on loan to Real Betis. Of course, Arsenal also signed a right back in Japanese defender Takehiro Tomiyasu from Bologna. €20 million deal. He signed a 5 years contract with the Gunners, and Arsenal, they've not been very, very good. Recently, they lost in the weekend in the Premier League by 5-0 to Manchester City right there at the Etihad. And of course, Mikel Arteta, he knows what is at stake. He knows his job is on the line at the moment as things are not going so well with the Arsenal. Of course, Taki Tomiyasu comes into the side at right back. Of course, the Arsenal defense line now, as I think Arteta's favorite, he signed Gabriel Magalhaes himself and Ben White, and of course Tomiyasu. Gabriel Magalhaes joined last summer, and of course Kieran Tierney has been one of the most consistent Arsenal players recently. So no complaint for Mikel Arteta right now. A lot will be expected. Of course, his previous results can still be forgiven given a number of players are on the sideline and most of them are not available. But after the international break, results will be demanded, and of course it should be delivered. Else, Mikel Arteta faces the risk of losing his job right there. And of course, Arsenal's English winger Reiss Nelson has joined Dutch side Feyenoord on a season-long loan, hoping to get regular football. The player who graduated from the Arsenal Academy a few seasons ago has not been a regular in the first team. He's been given opportunity, but unfortunately, he hasn't taken them. And of course, this loan to Feyenoord, to the Dutch side, hopefully can do him some good, and then he'll return to maybe get back into the Arsenal starting 11. Of course, Alex Runas also left Arsenal to join Leuven, Belgium side Leuven, on an initial loan with option to buy. West Ham United yesterday announced the signing of Nikola Vlasic from CSKA Moscow in a deal worth €28 million plus add-ons. Of course, this player was fantastic for CSKA Moscow, scoring 33 goals and of course registering 21 assists in just over 100 games. Good one for West Ham United, who were unable to secure the service of Jesse Lingard due to some Manchester United looking to keep the player. And of course, Lingard will remain at Manchester United for now. Marco Corella joined Brighton and Hove Albion from Spanish club Getafe, of course, in an £18 million deal. He will be playing for the Amex landlord in the Premier League. This is Newcastle United have signed promising Mexican forward Munez Santiago from Santos Laguna on an initial 18-month loan with option to buy after the end of that spell. Of course, Borussia Dortmund also signed Croatian defender Mark Progranic from fellow Bundesliga side Wolfsburg on a season-long loan. Good move from Yellow Wall, who lost Pijek. Pijek moved out of the club at the end of last season. Of course, they need men men at the back, so good one for them. Of course, Jerome Boateng left Bayern Munich and he joined Olympique Lyon after the end of his contract, and of course he'll be playing in French league this season. Of course, Ivorian right back Serge Aurier and Tottenham have agreed to terminate the player's contract. He is now not a player of Tottenham Hotspur again. Crystal Palace signed Celtic striker Hudson Edward a £15 million deal. He signed a 4 year contract with the club. Juventus have also re-signed Moise Kean from Everton on an initial 2-year loan with option to buy for €28 million plus €3 million in add-ons. Leipzig have signed La Masia graduate Elias Moriba from Barcelona for around €16 million plus €6 million bonus on a 4 year contract. The player, of course, he refused the contract extension at Barcelona, and now he will be playing for Leipzig in the Bundesliga this season. Of course, PSG also secured the services of Portuguese promising left-back Nuno Mendes from Sporting Lisbon on an initial loan with option to buy for €40 million at the end of the current season. And the big one, Real Madrid secured the service of French talented midfielder Edouard Camavinga on a long-term contract. He joined Real Madrid from Rennes, of course. He's been very fantastic and consistent in the Ligue 1 for Rennes, and of course he has also been called to the French national team, played for them during the qualifiers, and of course right now he is a Real Madrid player. Congratulations to Edouard Camavinga, who also posted on his Instagram handle that his childhood dream has finally been fulfilled. Pablo Sarabia has joined Sporting Lisbon from PSG. The Spaniard was earlier linked with a move to Atletico Madrid, but of course it declined. That move did not go through, so now he will be playing for Sporting Lisbon in the Premier Liga, of course, right there in Portugal. And of course, in the other transfer stories, we have Everton have reached an agreement with the Italian professional to sign former Newcastle United striker Salomon Rondon. Rafa Benitez requests that he needs the striker at Everton. Of course, Everton did enough to secure the service of the player. We will now be playing in the Premier League this season against Sampdoria. Have signed striker Francesco Caputo from Sassuolo on loan with an obligation to make the deal permanent, of course. Whoever knows what is going on right there in Sassuolo, they were very fantastic in the Serie A last season. Of course, now they are selling most of their top players. Caputo is gone. Of course, they sold Locatelli to Juventus. Hopefully, they will be able to continue. They'll be able to find suitable replacements and, of course, continue their good run in the Italian top flight. West Sampdoria have also signed central back Jesse Murillo. Of course, Jesse Murillo is centre back. I beg your pardon. He joined Celta Vigo, Spanish side Celta Vigo, on a season-long loan with option to buy. Cagliari have announced the signing of Keita Balde from AS Monaco on a permanent contract. Sheffield United have signed Robin Olsen from Roma on a season-long loan. Swansea have signed Michael Obafemi on a permanent transfer from Southampton. Bournemouth have signed Ryan Christie from Celtic on a 3-year contract, fee around £2.5 million. That will be all from the transfer section, but let's take a look at the transfer window and then look at teams who will be competing for the bigger trophies in the European competitions this season. Let's look at how they fared in the, of course, the transfer window. PSG, I think they are the biggest winner of the transfer window. They signed Lionel Messi, Sergio Ramos, Gini Wijnaldum, and of course Gianluigi Donnarumma, all for free, and added Achraf Hakimi and then Nuno Mendes, all top quality players. And now for a team that was a beating finalist, of course the semi-finalist in the last 2 editions of the UEFA Champions League, having those quality players in the team will give them edge over their oppositions they will be facing in the UEFA Champions League this season. Of course, Chelsea are also one of the winners of the this season summer transfer window. They did fantastically well. They've signed just 2 players, but of course for a team like Chelsea, they signed the best player in the Italian Serie A last season. That was the person of Romelu Lukaku, who will surely be an upgrade on Timo Werner, and of course Saul Niguez joining from Atletico Madrid to give them different dimension to their game, and of course squad depth. Nice move there from Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea. Of course, one of the some of the winners of the transfer window. We have Manchester United, who secured the service of Rafael Varane, Jadon Sancho, and Cristiano Ronaldo. Not many would have envisioned this kind of summer for Manchester United, but of course it was a great one, even if most section of the fans feel they should have gotten a central defensive midfielder. That will be an upgrade on what they have in the squad presently. But of course, overall, it was a very, very fantastic summer for them. Atletico Madrid, of course, they are one of the winner of the transfer window. Of course, in the La Liga this season, they will be a team to beat, even if they released Saudi Gueye to Chelsea on loan with option to buy. They have signed players, quality players, joined them. Rodrigo de Paul was one of the players that joined them, and of course they even signed Antoine Griezmann. Antoine Griezmann, of course, left Barcelona last night to rejoin Atletico Madrid on loan with option to buy. Of course, Barcelona also secured the service of Luke de Jong from Sevilla. The 31-year-old joined on a season-long loan with option to buy at the end of that one. Nice. Barcelona looking for a striker late in the transfer window. Of course, the Dutch international has been the man that will be at Barcelona this season. Of course, another winner of the transfer window is Bayern Munich. Of course, in the Bundesliga, the closest team to them last season was RB Leipzig, and of course they managed to nick their manager, their best defender, and of course the star player in the person of course they've signed Julian Nagelsmann is now their manager. They've signed Dayot Upamecano since January earlier this year, and now Marcel Sabitzer, he joined from Leipzig, and of course he joined Bayern Munich right there. Bayern Munich, I think they they always have their way right there in the Bundesliga top flight. They've been winning the league title for God knows how many years now. Of course, the team closest to them in challenging for the title has now been handicapped. When you sign the three most important members of a club, what else remains? So now Bayern Munich are now, of course, favourites to win the league, even if now Wolfsburg occupy the top spot in the league table. But of course, Bayern Munich will know it's just a matter of time that they catch up with them, and of course, go top of the Bundesliga table. Of course, Inter Milan are also one of the big winners of this summer transfer window, even if many would have thought that they will not be on this side of the category after losing Achraf Hakimi and their manager Antonio Conte, and of course Romelu Lukaku, who all left the club earlier in this transfer window. But of course they did sign the likes of Ashan Çalhanoğlu, Edin Dzeko, and of course they got a new manager who was also a top manager in the league. And of course they signed Denzel Dumfries, who was one of the best right backs in the European Championship, to replace the new PSG player, of course, Achraf Hakimi. A good one for Inter Milan. So also Roma are one of the big winners. They signed Rui Patricio from Wolves and Tammy Abraham from Chelsea. But of course the biggest one they've won is having a manager in Jose Mourinho, who can do, he has what it takes to make a club successful. It's been evident everywhere. He's won titles, and of course the only place he went without winning title, that was in Tottenham. That was at Tottenham Hotspur. Of course, he got to the final of the League Cup. Unfortunately, he was sacked days before the final of that game with Manchester City. And of course, Mourinho himself said he's won a count that trophy as half, numbering the numbers of trophies he's won as a manager in his career. Of course, Roma are also one of the big winners in the transfer window. Another one is Arsenal. They are the top spender in the transfer window. They signed 6 players. Sambi Lokonga. They signed Martin Odegaard, Nuno Tavares, Ben White, Tomiyasu, and of course Aaron Ramsey have all joined the club. Another one is West Ham United. West Ham United have been very fantastic last season. They finished 6th place in the league, and now they've signed players. They've signed goalkeeper Afonso Areola, they signed Nikola Vlasic, and they've signed so many other players to improve their squad heading into the new season, where they will be playing in the Europa League, the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the League Cup. And of course, Leicester City are also one of the winners. They signed Patson Daka, they signed Boubacar Somare, they signed Lukman Ademola from RB Leipzig on a season-long loan yesterday on the deadline day. Of course, they signed Yannick Vestergaard from Southampton to replace the injured Wesley Fofana. The ambition at Leicester City right now is, very evident. This club is a very ambitious club. Of course, having a top player injured and getting another one from direct opposition in the league in space of days showed the level of ambition of Leicester. And of course, they have not been disappointing in the start of the season. They've been doing very fine, and of course, they are one of the favourites who enter into the top 4 come the end of the season. And of course, they've started well. They finished 5th in the last 2 seasons, and of course missed out on top 4 place on the final day on both occasions. So the improvement now, Leicester City can finally make it into the top 4 of the Premier League come the end of the season. They are one of the big winners of the transfer window. Of course, you have the losers also, and Barcelona topples that list. Barcelona, a team that at the beginning of the summer they signed the trio of Memphis Depay, Sergio Aguero, and Eric Garcia, all top players, but on a free transfer. Many were looking at Barcelona will be the biggest winner of the transfer window, of course, until that moment when Lionel Messi announced he will be leaving the club and will not be renewing his contract. That was when things went wrong for Barcelona. Of course, they lost Elias Moriba, its player, and a very promising one. He refused to sign a contract extension. Of course, now he will not be playing for Barcelona. He's moved to RB Leipzig on the final day of the season. And Antoine Griezmann also returned to Atletico Madrid. A player they signed 120 million euros from the same club 2 seasons ago will now be leaving if Atletico accepts to activate the buy option. He'll be leaving for 40 million euros. That is not great business by Barcelona, but of course they will accept it that way should Atletico Madrid look to get the player on a permanent basis. Of course, PSG find themselves in a very awkward situation. Yesterday, Real Madrid made a late bid for Kylian Mbappe to make him the most expensive player in the history of the game, but of course they turned it down at the expense of losing the player for free next summer. Mbappe can sign a pre-contract agreement with Real Madrid in January, on the 1st of January, and of course join the Spanish club for free at the end of the season. Of course, PSG have offered Mbappe a fresh terms, but the player has turned down this contract by the club, and that is not looking very, very positive for PSG, as they could lose the player, and they signed for £180 million for free in the 2022 summer. Not very good business for them. Of course, Arsenal also, they are on the biggest winners list, and of course, being asked, they are the top spender in the transfer window. But of course, they find themselves on the big losers list also. Most of the players they've signed are not really top quality players. Even a good number of them will not be expected to displace the current ones in the team. So the club's faithful will be, they'll still be casting doubts that this over £150 million could have been spent better to secure the size of better players, even if it's low in quantity, but they need top quality players in order to be able to compete with the best teams in the Premier League, given the competitive nature of the English league. So that will be all we've got time for on the show today. When we return on the next edition, we'll bring you new and of course latest stories in the world of football. But before then, keep listening to KMC Sports, and of course stay tuned to KMC TV. I'm Afolabi Kehinde Hassan. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
I was built to be the best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited